Welcome, this is Nick Marine presenting how to solve a Rubik's Cube like it's a puzzle. Alright, so this is a Rubik's Cube. There's probably been plenty of videos that show how to solve Rubik's Cube. So I'm kind of replicating that. I'm just going to do it in a way which I found that worked for me. And I haven't seen videos produced that do show it in a way which I learned. I forgot the gentleman's website I learned it off of, and I'll link to it in the description below when I find it. But pretty much the way he described it, I liked it. It's the way it got me to solve it from without having to refer to any type of chart or list. I was able to do it pretty much from memory after give it about a few hours of practice. All right, so real quick, just a basic description of a Rubik's Cube is, again, it is a puzzle and it has 6 sides, but don't look at it like this. Think of it actually as a puzzle of 3 different types of pieces. There is the corner piece, which if you look, and there's 8 of those, but these are specific colors. So in other words, there's only one corner piece with yellow, green, and red. There's only one corner piece with red, blue, and white. And then next there are, so there's 8 of those. Next are edge pieces, of which there are 12. Edge pieces are, again, as described on the center of the edge, and again, just 2 colors. And so there's only one edge piece that is red and white. There's only one edge piece that's blue and orange, and there's only one edge piece that's yellow and blue, etc., for all 12 of those. And then there are 6 unique centers. Now the thing about the centers don't move. So white is always opposite of yellow in this particular cube's case. Green is always opposite of blue, red, and they don't move. They don't change. You can spin them, sure, but they don't change position relative to the other spots. Whereas the edge pieces, the corner pieces, they can change. And that's what makes it a pretty good puzzle. So most people, when they first start, they make a mistake if it's only, they look at it's all about the face, and it's not. You can solve this, make this completely red, be completely wrong, because these are all in different locations, even though the top part's all red. So what you need to do is then fix that. So that's the first thing. So that's the cube. The way it was described for me on a web page was that some people, what they used to do is solve, it's like they'll solve it like an X here and then fill it up, and they'll solve the top part, then they'll solve bottom part in the whole row, and then they got a bunch of algorithms, to pretty lengthy algorithms, and algorithms are preset moves to solve the cube, and it would get really confusing on solving the top part. And so I had done those before. It did work, but I was never really it wasn't too easy to memorize those sets. The gentleman who again I keep referring to, I should have learned the name before I did the video, but the way he described it was much easier. Solve it by parts. It's not about, so what you're going to do is solve this corner piece, then you're going to solve the edge to that corner piece, then you're going to solve the second edge. So now you've got solve a 1 by 1 by 1, now 1 by 1 by 2, now 1 by 1 by 3, and then finally down here, so it'd be a 2 by 2 by 2, then a 2 by 2 by 3, and then finally you'll do a 3 by 3 by 2, and then lastly will be this part here. Now the interesting thing is that getting up to this right here, this part here, this 3 by 3 by 2, you can do that all without algorithms. It just completely makes it a puzzle, and that's the fun part. So that's where, if you just learn to that, it makes the Rubik's Cube fun. Yeah, you got this last part. Even if you just get up to that part, I think you'll have a blast. In this last part, there's this three algorithms, 3 formulas, whatever, 3 preset moves that you kind of have to know to solve it. And you could do it as a puzzle. I don't know the methods to do it as a puzzle, but for the most part, yeah, you can actually get it to where you can solve it in a decent amount of time. Now, I'm saying I'm not a speed cuber. I can't solve this in less than a minute. Sometimes if the stars are right, I'll solve it in less than 2 minutes. But for the most part, yeah, there's nothing magical here. I just do it for fun. And once you've learned how to solve 3 by 3, the 4 by 4 and 5 by 5 is actually not that much more difficult. Just methods of which to solve the center pieces, turn it into an edge pieces, turn it into a 3 by 3 to solve. So once you learn how to solve a 3 by 3, it is easier to then go up from there. So here are the steps. First thing is, I'm going to mess this up. All right, and it doesn't really matter. And the way I'm going to describe solving this is I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going to solve by colors. I'm going to be very specific in this. All right, so it's always going to do, we're going to start with the red, white, and blue, and then we're going to go then I'm going to refer to the yellow, and then after that the orange, and then lastly is going to be I think the orange I put as being on top. It doesn't matter on that part. All right, so first things first, let's solve step 1. Solve the 1 by 1 by 1. Right? So see this red, white, and blue? All right, you need to put the red, white, and blue corner right here. That's all. Just do that. So first thing you want to do is find it. All right, so there it is. That's the corner. We need to put that in the right spot. So the easiest way is to fix one of these colors and match it up to the same color as the center. So right now I match it up to blue. Since now this is matched up to the center, all I got to do is now spin the center around till another color matches up with its center. And then right there you can see we've solved it. Congratulations, you've solved step 1 of this entire process. Now, what I tell people is practice this a little bit. Learn how the fact that you can change orientation. I guess if it helps if you can change orientations and practice how to get it how to fix it, get out of orientation and then refix it. Just be a little comfortable with it. Give it a couple minutes, practice it. Just solve that one by one. All right, now you want to do is solve. Now we're going to do a step 2, I guess. You solve the 2 by 2 by 2. Well, let's see, make sure it's step 2. This is all actually still part of step 1. So now we want to do the 2 by 2 by 2. So in this case, I'm going to say, hey, solve the red blue. You need to put the red blue right here. So keep your thumb on the corner here. Try to keep your thumb or a finger on that corner and don't lose track of it. But you want to find the red blue. Now, what I'm saying is, when you later on in the future is like you're not going to care about the colors. I'm keeping it to a single set of colors right now for simplicity's sake. And when you first start off, stick to those colors. Then as you get comfortable, you can then switch what colors they are. And you'll find you'll solve it no matter what setting you have. But anyway, I want to get the red. I want that right there. So this is the red blue. So first thing I want to do is match up the center with one of the colors of that edge. Now, here's where you start learning is about move out of the way and turn. If I turn this where it needs to be, I screw up the corner. So what I need to do is first move the corner out of the way. So it's right here. I'm going to spin the edge back where it needs to be. Then I'm going to move the corner back. That's all. Very simple. And practice that a couple times. And just be comfortable with spin out of the way, move the edge where it needs to be, and get back. All right. Now you've solved the 1 by 1 by 1 by 2. Now we want to do the 2 by 2 by 2. So now what we want to do is we did the red blue. Now we want to do the white blue. So again, keep your thumb on that corner so you don't lose it, and find that white blue. So there's the white blue piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this up, match this blue to here, and it doesn't matter to me if it was something else, like if it was right here, like the white and the blue is here. And then instead of spinning it to the blue, because that doesn't match up because the blue's right here, I'm just going to spin it down to the white. It's still matched up, and I need to spin this over to here without messing this up. Actually, without messing these two pieces up. And similar idea, I'm just gonna move this out of the way. See, it's moved out of the way. I know where it's at. My thumb's still on it. Move the white blue there into place, and move the corner back. Congratulations, you have just solved the 2 by 2. 1 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 1, whatever. All right, so that's all solved. Looking prettier. Now the last thing we need to do is this right here, the red and white. So again, keeping my thumb on that corner piece. There it is. There's that red white. Now you notice right now the red and the white's in the wrong spot, and the red's up here. But and this is where you get with practice. I'm not explaining like the moves. All I do is I just turn it off to the side, move it up. Now it's lined up. When in time, I'm not trying to say, hey, describe you how to get comfortable with doing this portion here about aligning pieces. That's where you get with practice. I don't think you need to have like lengthy tutorials in doing that. You just need to get your hands on the cube and just start practicing it that way. Well, all right, so same thing. I need to move. Now I need to turn this over to here, make it match without breaking this. Again, same thing. In this case, I'm going to move it out of the way this direction. If I went this direction, I would still be breaking it. I don't want to do that. So I'm just moving it out of the way. Move the 2 by 2 out of the way. Move that white piece back in. Now I'm back in. Congratulations, you're now up to a 2 by 2 by 2. And again, just from what I would recommend to people is that this point here, this is step 1, 2 by 2 by 2. Break it up and then start getting practice again of getting back into that spot. That's all. So again, there's the corner. So let's spin it to solve the corner. And we want Actually, I didn't solve the corner. Now I've solved the corner. Okay, let's say I want to solve that one. So spin it around. That's fixed. I want to solve that one right there. Make sure I don't mess this up. Oops, sorry. Okay, go that way. Solved. And then lastly is that piece right there, which is here. Okay. And right now, again, you're solving this like a puzzle. You haven't memorized anything. All you're doing is going through steps. All right. This part here, well, let's do it on the yellow side. We're going to do a yellow side. This part right here is also a puzzle. The 2 by 2 by 3. So first thing we want to do is get this corner piece right here. Now, let's make it a little more confusing. All right, let's say it's like this. There's that corner piece. We need to put this not only where it needs to be at, but in the correct orientation, where yellow, yellow, blue, blue. Same as right here, as with the red, white, and blue. So easiest way I do is like keep your thumb. In this case, instead of on the corner, now keep your thumb on the red. Be very careful about, or on the blue. Just keep your thumb somewhere on these 3 pieces so you don't accidentally break it apart. And so I matched up the yellow to yellow. And once I got a face matched up with the center, all I got to do is like spin it into location, and okay, we're done with that part. Then we either do blue yellow or blue red. So in which case I'm going to do is red yellow. So let's just find red yellow. Now that doesn't match up, but that's easy enough. Now it does match up, and I'm just gonna, now again, same as before, this has got to be, start being careful of what way you spin it out. The direction you spin it away is very important. You want to make sure you're not breaking up the thing that gets spun out of the way. So you're spinning this corner out of the way without getting anything else. I guess it could, I guess either way it would work. Yeah, it would work. Actually, it wouldn't have worked. All right, so now that's matched up. So again, it's just a matter of get out of the way, turn it into place, put it back in. And this works, well, this already matched up, so let's do that. So I need to get this here over to here. So now I'm just kind of like avoiding in the other direction. Now it's out of the way, spin into place, come back. And congratulations, you are now up to the 2 by 2 by 3. All right, now this next step technically is an algorithm, but I don't know. I mean, you really, up to this point, you've been doing it. If you've gotten up to this point, first things first, practice doing this, getting up to a 2 by 2 by 3. Just get into practice, do it again and again and again. I still recommend keeping it with red, white, and blue, and then to yellow. Keep that pattern for right now. Just be very comfortable with that pattern. Later on, again, you can switch what the colors are, but keep it, for beginners right now, just keep it simple. Next step is what's called fixing these edges. Now, edge has either one of 2 orientations. In this case, it's either wrong or it's right. So let's make them all correct. Now, the easiest way to tell if an edge is correct, the only 2 colors you care about is yellow and green and orange. So in this case, this orange here should be up here because it's got to be touching the orange center. And then with the green, let's see if we got one with the green. Looks like all the greens are good. Okay, yeah, here's a bad green. So this green right here, well, you want, this is bad. This needs to be switched because the orange is touching green, so that's not good because it shouldn't be able to touch green. And this one's bad because green is touching orange. So what you got to do is switch 2 bad edges. And the way you got to be careful, this is where you want to be very careful. You don't want to, you want to be very careful about not destroying this unless you immediately fix it. So the way you do it is you're going to have to destroy this a little bit, but the way I described it is put 1 bad edge on the right hand side and then 1 bad edge on the front edge, on the top front edge. So we have a bad edge here and a bad edge here. And the way you solve it is turn the bad edge on the right side to the front, swap it with that edge that was on that top side, and then turn everything back to where it was, where this is fixed. Okay, and now these 2 edges are now fixed. And you don't have to do this, but what you could do is make a little T shape here and you can tell that now all the edges are good. Now this is a step, and I think that call this is a precursor to step 3. So step 3 is solving this part right here. Let's see, step 2, step 3, step 1, step 2. Yeah, so this would be step 3, solving this whole, the remaining part of these bottom 2 courses. All right. Now, before we go there, fixing edges, just practice doing it. Practice breaking them up so now they're bad. And you'll also, another thing to know about edges is that they are bad in pairs. If one set is bad, then you got another one that's bad that needs to be fixed. In this case, it doesn't matter what pairs. It's just that they're so up to 6 of the edges, or up to 3 pairs can be bad. There is a formula to solve if all three pairs are bad to solve it. Don't worry about it. Just worry about fixing your pairs. So right now, so in the way I describe it, you could be right here on the left side, and the other one you fix, it could be on the bottom. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that. You can do, but for right now, just say, hey, put on the right side one bad edge, and then one on the front edge. So right side edge, right top edge, and front top edge. Put the 2 bad pairs there, and fix it from there. So here's a bad set, and remember though also when you're turning, if you need to for practice, another hint is this 2 by 2 by 3. Grip it like this. Thumb here and fingers here. And when you're turning, you could make sure you never mess up. For the next step, that's going to be important. But unfortunately, for solving the bad edges, you need to make sure when you break it, when you break this, see how it's broken? You fix it back up again. All right. So let's fix those last sets of bad edges. So there's the bad edge there. There's the bad edge right there. And notice I haven't broken anything. Then I'm going to fix the edges, or orient it, I guess would be a better term. And yep, we're done. So I was breaking them in. All right. All right. Don't worry about these corner pieces. This is all about and this is where you can check to see if you did everything right. You're able to form a cross for both the orange and the green. All right, so that's part 1. That's step 3, part 1. Now comes the actual step 3, which is fixing this part. It's pretty much the same thing. On this steps, keep that grip I was talking about. Thumb on the yellow and fingers on the white, and you're just going to be turning, solving like that. What was I going to do? Solve the orange or the green? And tell you what, let's just solve for the green side. So the orange is going to be not solved at all. All right, so let's say right now we want to do the yellow, red, green corner. We want to put the yellow, red, green corner right here. Well, there it is. Boom, we've got it there. It looks like we've already got one solved, but well, I might redo it. Now you want to do is do the yellow and green edge. Now the easiest way to do the edge, see right there how it's lined up, and right there. So this is where it gets a little. Take this corner and put it onto the part that spins. So we're going to spin, and then also keep this edge on the part that's not spinning. So spin this corner out of the way for right now. And what we're going to want to do now, here's what the trick's going to be. Now, and again, this is all puzzle, so you have to practice this. So I'm not trying to explain in detail too much, but see how that didn't work? You notice it didn't line up. But what would have happened if, let's say here, let's say you put the green on top. Okay, but you notice how it would line up there. So if you somehow get this yellow here, things will be fine. So let's do that. There's yellow right where it needs to be. That's where it needs to be. So all I'm going to do is move the yellow into place and then put the corner where it needs to be. All right. Now, I hate to say this. I mean, there's probably a formula I could tell you to do this. But there's no need to it. It's a puzzle at the moment. So solve it like a puzzle. So right now I want to solve this red piece because I've broken it on purpose. Now what I want to do is line up this line with this line, with these two pieces here. And it's going to be a very similar way. Easiest way I do it is like, okay, I put the two that I've, these two pieces here, and there's the piece I want to line it up with. Move those two pieces out of the way, change the red over to the opposite face, and fixed. All right. So it's a little more complicated than what happened when you were trying to do the finish up the 2x2x3, but not too much so. The most complicated one's going to be, unfortunately, this piece here. And this last corner piece, the way I normally solve it is I put the red color up on top, like this. And then I put it where it falls into the opposite corner, like this. You notice how right now this isn't where this corner is solved. Now it's not solved. So you already solved these two, or these pieces here, but I move it out of the way. And all I need to do now is, like, see this little green white? I just need to put the green white edge, kind of match it up. Matches it up. And, well, that screws it up. Oh yeah, there it is. So now that is solved, or sort of solved yet. Move it in to here. Move it back. Okay. Congratulations. You're now solved the 3x3x2 piece. And everything up to this point is puzzles. There's been nothing. Now, the good thing is, like, right now all the edges are in the correct orientation on the top piece. Beyond that, nothing on the top piece is solved. What I recommend is this last step, step 3, is get back into it, break this thing up. Let's see, make sure I got, yeah, you just, break it up and just get used to solving it again, practice solving it. But just be comfortable with, practice how to get pieces where you want them to be. It's not too complicated. The biggest trick, though, is make sure you don't screw stuff up. Keep that death grip. Keep that death grip. Everything to solve this top piece, you do not need to break this. Now, if you're doing speed cubing, yeah, you'll be breaking this a lot. But that's not the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is just get you to be able to solve a cube, not solve it like in record-breaking time, because for one, I don't know how to fucking do that. So there you go. But anyway, let's solve this again. So let's say red. Here's the, put the green on top. All right, so that part's done. We want the, we'll say the green yellow. Yeah. Okay. So we'll match it up there. Okay. Then we want the red green, that right there. Okay, cool. I match that up. That's all solved. Now I want to do that one. And again, what I say is I usually put the red on top, like that. And I need that red green. Now this one, I just happen to know it. You know what? Actually, take that back. I just happen to know a little trick to do that, solve that quickly, but you can figure that out in your own time. But yeah, so that's all solved. All right, so that's steps 1, 2, and 3 of the cube, right there, and that's all magical. All right, now comes the thing. Now, what I should do is linking down in the description below is an imager of how to look at the cube. I wish I could kind of show you it, but way it's going to do is, the biggest thing is like looking at the face, looking straight at everything. So right now I'm going to treat the green as the front and the orange as the top. Okay, and from here on out, so the yellow will be on the side and white will be on the right hand side. So that's how you got to look at it. First thing you want to do is put these corners in the correct position. Now, easy way to see if it's in the correct position, take two colors that are the same, like here, orange, orange, and orange, orange, and put them, match up with the face. In this case, blue. And you can tell these two corners have to be switched because this is white and that's yellow, so that's wrong. And this is yellow and that's white, so that's wrong. These two need to be switched. These two also, right here, need to be switched. Okay, so here's the trick on switching. It's just one formula, but it's going to be, if you see the picture that shows it, I should have printed out to show you, but for the most part, Way I want to do is just, okay, left to the front, top to the right, right to the front, top to the left, left up, top to the right, right up. And if you got to turn those back, but now you can see these two edges here are in the correct position. Or I'm sorry, these two corners are in the correct position. They're in the wrong orientation, but they're matching. They're in the corner of where they should be. These two haven't been messed with. They're still in the wrong They're still in the wrong position. So we're just going to repeat the same thing. Now this is called a Niklas. This algorithm is called a Niklas, and again, it's pretty simple. It's pretty much again left forward, left side forward, top side to the right, or counterclockwise, right side forward, right side up, down. This. Yeah. So look in the description below. Hopefully, I'll and again, the image of which I link is going to be kind of fun because it doesn't use any type of any type of nomenclature. It just shows you a picture based on looking at the front face where to turn stuff. All right, so right now all the corners are in the right position, or in the correct position, I guess would be the better way of saying it. Okay, but the orientations are now all wrong. All right, the next thing is called a Sune, or a Sune. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's really two formulas for it. But they're mirror images of each other. It's like in the way I look at it, is like whether it's going left or to the right. That's how I just imagine it. The Sune, what it'll do is this: if you're doing the right Sune, where the target is on the right side, then I'll turn I'll turn all the stickers of these except for the one on the left side. It'll mess with all the corners except for the left front corner. And then the left Sune will turn everything except for the right corner. So in other words, it's called a target sticker. Now the target sticker, what I mean is, like, if you make this orange a target sticker, that means this orange is going to go to the top, this sticker is going to go to the top, and then this sticker is going to go to the top while this stays on its own. So if you've got a good orange, if you've got two top orange stickers, they're going to go blank, or they're going to go to not orange. And then this one will turn orange, and then this one stays alone. But what you want to do is have it toward just one of the stickers on top is fixed to do a Sune. So right now the easiest way is like, okay, what can I target to get just one to the top? Now it'll be this one right here. So I'm going to do the, since this is on the left side, a left Sune. Boom, boom, boom. And I'll put this one correct, and then these two will be off, and then we'll be in position. So let me just do this real quick. So this is how you do a, well, I'm sorry, this is called a right Sune. So I guess a right Sune is when the that this tells you, hey, this one on the right side doesn't get messed with. Everything else gets messed with. All right, right Sune. So easiest way is to go this left goes left side up, counterclockwise, left side down, counterclockwise, left side up, then twice, left side down. And the way I look at it is like, hey, this is all going in the same direction. It's either up, this side is either going up or down, and then this side's going in the same direction. But if you look, just one orange is correct. One orange corner is correct. Right there, it's all matched up. These three are not correct. And all you got to do is repeat the process. Now in this case, we're on the opposite side. Now the target, what you want to do is have that orange piece facing you. All right, this orange sticker facing you. Top is set up the way you want. Just one is correct, three are incorrect. Then have an orange sticker face you. So when you do it, all three of these get put onto the top. All right, and since this is a left Sune, because the correct orientation's on the left side, and then all the other ones get fixed. So the same thing you're going to see is going to go right side, go up, and then this goes in the opposite direction, down, opposite direction, up, opposite direction, twice, and down. Now the top is all fixed. All right, so that is step. So I've shown you step 5, which is fixing the position of the corners. Step 6 is fixing the orientation of the corners. Okay, and if you want to, you can actually repeat this process. Get comfortable with swapping the corners, and then get comfortable with orienting the corners. Be comfortable with that. And the Sune, it's technically two formulas, but you'll notice it's really just a mirror image of itself, based on whether you're turning the right side or the left side, and whether you're going clockwise or counterclockwise. So that's fairly easy to remember. And the Niklas, which swaps the corners, is just one formula. Okay, and again, it's all linked below, so that won't be a problem. All right, and then you're left pretty much with, it's going to be either this, or maybe either this is going to be solved, this back piece, or either the back piece is solved or not. I don't know. Or it might be 3 of these are not solved, or just 4 of them not solved. Whatever happens is going to be technically this next step. You just need one formula, but it's best to learn its mirror image so that you can save it. Because the way it will do is, what's going to happen is from this next formula, it's going to take this edge here, move it to here, then this edge to here, and then this edge to here. So it's going to swap the 3 around and leave the back side alone, and then swap 3 around, swap 3 around. So no matter where you're at, let's say I'm going this direction. I could play it once to put this edge to here, and then play it again to put this edge to here, and now it's fixed. So you only need to do it twice. Although what I do is I know the mirror image, so I do recommend doing that as well. But you can just get away with just knowing one, and you'll be fine. But for the most part, here's how it works. And this is called the Allan. Now what I want to do is, the way I remember it, and the way I spin the top part here, is based on the direction I want to move this edge. Like I want to move this edge to here so the green is on the green. So first thing is basically turn it 180s in the front. Do that direction in the area I wanted to. So I'm moving in the direction I wanted to move the edge piece. Move the 2 edges down to move the 2 top sides down. Flip the edge back, move the top sides again, and solved. Flip it back and solved. And again, I guess if I was helping out, I could say it, but when you look at the image, you'll see that it's not too difficult to figure out. I mean, let me break it again. So, oh, I'm not breaking it. So again, down to the front, switch to left, do the sides down once, take the sides down to flip the front back again, move the sides back to where they were. Again, turn it once more, then flip that front back to where it was. Yeah, and you can see we're kind of back to where we started. Again, the back part is solved. Now, if you get it where, let me just show you real quick. This is what it would look like if you have 4 that were wrong, which is not too difficult. So, and if you notice, I'm just repeating that same move again. But now all 4 of these are bad. And again, really simple ways to do it. Solve one. Do the formula on just one piece. That's going to solve one side. Doesn't matter what side, although you can target it if you care about it. So let's solve let's say I wanted to solve purposely. I wanted to solve blue. So I'd face it like this. Side, get the top, get the face again. Okay, blue side solved. So again, front, turn 180 degrees. Left side and right side 90 degrees forward. Nope, wrong way. Sorry, let me do this again. So front 180 degrees, top 90 degrees, right side, left side 90 degrees, front 90 degrees. Alright, screwed up, didn't I? Like I screwed up. Accidentally solved it. I apologize. Yeah. All right, and that is it. That is a solving of a Rubik's Cube like it's a puzzle. And again, and I want to say the puzzle part is just that the first two rows or first 2 segments. And then this last part is formula. It's a partial part of it is puzzle, part of it's formula. Um, what makes it a puzzle is knowing like what are the two pieces you need to swap, or what are the pieces that you need to solve or reorient, and then what are the last one, which direction you want to go. But yeah, you do need to know three formulas, but they're pretty. I think, let's see, one of them is 7 moves, one of them's 8 moves, and then the last one, more complicated one, is 12 moves. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The don't know what else to say on that part. I learned this about I want to say going on 8 years ago. Took about, saw it, got it working, messed with it. After about 2 weeks of, just having fun messing with it. I wasn't like 2 weeks straight. It was just like, just as a fun thing, trying to be comfortable with it. It worked out quite well and just became comfortable. And again, just solve it for fun. Some people are going to be impressed, others are not. You're not going to be a speed cuber doing this. There's more detail. Like all these formulas, these three, there's actually more formulas. If you memorize them, you solve it faster. You don't need to, it removes a lot more puzzle elements. And that's fine. I just never bothered to go beyond just being able to solve it with relative ease. I never got to the point of speed solving. But if that's your thing, there are more videos on that. I think there's a couple of websites that go on the idea of like this method of through parts instead of, but others they do it to where you just solve up to here. I don't know. I like the idea of solving it by parts, and you're basically building a bigger and bigger cube. Start with a 1x1 cube, then a 2x2 cube, then get the 3x3x2, and finally that last piece gets solved. But that's up to you. So anyway, I hope this was fun. The noise that you heard in the background is just my TV I happen to have turned on. I like to have the TV playing at a low roar when I do my recording and whatnot. And for those of you that are interested, I also teach both. I study Japanese, I also teach a little bit of Japanese writing, and those are what my other videos are for. All right. So hopefully this wasn't too boring, and I will see you later.